Hey guys, Kevin and Janae here. So I just wanted to give a quick update of what's been happening in my world. I came here last June, as many of you know, and I moved to Augusta, Georgia, and I'm a realtor here. And so in the real estate industry, things have been um, more slower because of what's been happening with the economy. So for me, I was able to do some open houses. And if I'm not conducting an open house, I go to an open house, I door knock, I connect with people online through social media, um, and like people that I know, so in my sphere of influence, which isn't real big right now. So that's how I kind of get my leads. And so I think I want to come in here and just talk about like how it is being a single mother and just being a mother in general. Like I can talk about being a single mother, but I've also been married and being a mother and working two jobs. So I do work a full-time job for a healthcare network, and I've been doing this job since 2020, since COVID, and I like it because I work from home. It's easy, I'm here for my boys, and but my overall goal is to go into the real estate industry full time, and so being a single mother, like their fathers don't live here in the state here. Their father does not live here in the state, okay? So it's just difficult. They go to the open houses with me, but this past week my son got sick. He got tonsillitis, so it started like last Thursday. Not this past Thursday, but Thursday before that. And he like started saying that he's getting that drainage. So I'm thinking that like it's just the post nasal drip, right? Well, Saturday came, seemed okay. And then Sunday, he started saying his chest was hurting. I was like, what? Okay. So I gave him some medicine. Like I thought it was gas or acid reflux or something like that. So then later on that night, he started to say, he started to say, I feel like I gotta throw up. So he kept saying he was nauseated. He never threw up, but he kept spitting up. And it was to the point where that night, Sunday night, he was just like, had the bag right in front of him, like felt like he was gonna throw up. So he was like that for like an hour or two. And I was just so concerned. So he laid on the floor. Like he laid on the floor. He would not lay on the bed. He would lay on the couch. He laid on the floor, okay, for 3 days, 3 nights, because he was so nauseated. And but it was really bad that Sunday. And then Monday, he was crawling everywhere. He wouldn't get up. He wouldn't get up to do anything except for go to the bathroom. And I had to do everything for him. And then the next day it was kind of the same ordeal. And so I thought he was kind of getting better, and then he started saying his throat was hurting. And I was just like, so his throat was hurting and he's nauseated. So I'm just giving him allergy meds and sinus meds, right? Like they have student favorite kids or whatever. So I was giving him those things, thinking that, okay, it's just going to dry up. And then, so we go to Wednesday, still kind of feeling it. Thursday is when he started running a fever. He woke up in the middle of the night. And I was meant to mention that, he woke up in the middle of the night a few nights. And then he woke up Thursday morning in the middle of the night saying, I just don't feel good. I feel sick. And I was like, what is wrong? Then he felt warm. So I gave him some ibuprofen and things like that. And then, like, after that wore off, like 8 hours later, he said, I feel so sick. I feel sick again. I feel so sick again. And he was warm again. So finally, I decided to take him to the doctor. And, like, I guess I took so long because just couldn't tell because, the symptoms he was having is kind of like post nasal drip. Like I had it a couple weeks ago when my throat was hurting for 3 days. And then it just went away because I took the sinus meds and it just went away because all that drainage was gone because he kept saying he had that drainage going into his throat. And so I took him and he was diagnosed with tonsillitis. And because they gave him a COVID test, gave him a flu shot. I said flu shot. I am tired, y'all. They gave him a flu test and then they gave him a strep test, and all of them were negative. And then she opened his mouth. Like I thought she would have opened his mouth before, but she didn't because it was like the nurse that came in first, and then the doctor came in after all the tests. And then she looked in his mouth and said, "Oh, look at his tonsils, mom. They're really swollen." I was like, "Oh." Now, some of you all may know, some of you may not. I don't have tonsils or had noise. I had that taken out when I was 4, so I really don't know what that looks like. I've never had strep or anything because I don't have tonsils. I do get sore throats, but I don't have tonsils. And so I was like, oh, interesting. So have been waiting on him hand and foot for the last um, 7 days, and I still work my full time job. I still do my real estate, you know, job and producing content. Uh, I had an open house today, which is Sunday, and I'm just exhausted. You know, I just be seeing so many people on social media that just seem like they do everything. And I'm just like, I'm exhausted. Like, and I don't even try to compete, y'all. I don't try to compare. I don't try to compete. You know, God has graced me to walk in my deliverance from that. But I was just like, what can I be doing? You know, I see people. You know, there's some people that do real estate and they're interior designers and they come out with like this beautiful content all the time. I'm like, I just don't see how to do it. And you know, a lot of these people they have spouses, and you know, and I do think about that. I do think about that. Like you know, if things would be so much easier with a spouse, and like for me, I had to take him to urgent care. Like I had to stop what I was doing at work, which put me behind on all my work this week. I was so freaking behind on my work because I was exhausted. Come Monday I didn't start work until about 10 o'clock. I was so tired because you know I was you know went to bed late because I was worried about him. You know, so he was sick and I was checking on him. And you know, if you're not a mother yet, when you become one, you be worried about your child. You know, you be worried about how they're feeling and you know what you can do to make them comfortable. And so I just really didn't sleep that well this week. And, you know, I had to take him to the urgent care, then go get his meds. And by the time I got his meds, it was like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, traffic. Girl, y'all, I was tired. And I was like, this would have been so much easier if I had a spouse to go get the medicine or, you know, do something else. You know, I think I still had to turn around and cook, which I ended up just buying frozen pizza. Not the best choice at all. I told my older son I was gonna get. I told my other son I was gonna get Chick-fil-A. I ended up not getting it because it would have been another stop and another wait, and I was already tired because I had to go. Not only did I have to go get the antibiotic, I still had to go. I had to take him home and then go to the store and get like cough drops, ginger chews, tea, more ibuprofen, more Tylenol to switch off because he was in so much pain. And it was just a lot. And so when I dropped him back off, my older son got so mad. Like, I really wanted Chick-fil-A. And like, I had to have a serious conversation with him. Like, do you have any idea what type of day I've had? The sacrifices I've made, like the stuff that I've done today. I'm only one person, and I really had to because he like got so mad that he went in his room, stormed in his room like he was 2 years old, and I was just like, "You are so ungrateful." I already said I was gonna buy it the next day. You know, just eat this pizza or whatever we got in the fridge. You know, I did get something. You know, and I was just like, I cannot. Like this week was just. I told someone to throw the whole week away because I was just exhausted, and it's just you know some days I just feel so overwhelmed and sometimes I just feel so tired because my brain goes 100 miles an hour and I'm trying to learn balance. Like this week, I only worked out one time this week. Like any of you all know, I work out, you know, if you've been watching my, you know, social media or you're watching YouTube, I work out like 3 to 4 times a week at least. And I did not, I just couldn't. I was overly exhausted. I had work to do the day by the time making my son make sure he eats something for breakfast or if you don't eat breakfast make sure you eat lunch, make sure he's drinking fluids and make sure he's taking the antibiotics, like, and I was doing stuff before he even got the tonsillitis, you know. And so he's better now, but he's still not 100%. I still, you know, have to do some stuff for him because sometimes he's just exhausted. Like today, he was just exhausted because he went to the open house and he helped me. Him and his older brother helped me today, so he was really tired. And so I just wanted to give kudos and shout outs to all the mothers out there, single, if you're single mother, especially, and if you're married and you, all the things. Hey, Kaden! Um, as a mother, all the load, the heavy lifting home falls on you. And so I just pray your strength. Please pray for me, and I will pray for you. This week is going to be a better week. I know it. It's just this past week was tough. And I don't like always showing all the good stuff all the time because people don't like to always talk about the process. They just want to show their success and how good they look in the gym or how good they look in their business and all that stuff. No, let's talk about, you know, the negative things or the, you know, not so good things that come along with you on the road to success or whatever path you're taking. You know, it's not easy. And for me, I'm in constant care of my children because I don't get a break. I don't get breaks. And Before I did, when I lived in Cincinnati, on weekends, he would get them, and sometimes he wouldn't. But now I don't get any breaks, which I love my kids because they're older now, so they don't really require a lot from me. But sometimes, it's just tiring and taxing. You know, it's just tiring and taxing. That's all I can say. I can't say anymore. And that's pretty much all I had to say. But I just wanted to be real and tell the truth here because like I said, some people don't like to shed light or on things that's happening in their lives. They just want to show everything good, and she's doing. People like, she's doing open house all the time. She's doing so good, and she's doing this and she's doing that. I mean, all that's good and fine, but sometimes you just be tired. Like, I'm tired. So I decided to film this before I drift off into a blithering nothingness. But I hope you guys stay blessed and take care. And let me know what you think in the comments, like, if you're a mother or a single mother, and how you feel about life. And, if you have a spouse that helps, if you don't have a spouse that helps, because even if you have a spouse, some people still have to do everything. So be blessed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support. I thank you all for your support.